Hello, everyone. Welcome to the webinar on production improvement for Lao Home Textile SMEs, number 2. This is the second webinar in our webinar series on production management. My name is Huyền, and this webinar is brought to you by me and my colleague, Long. Now, if you have attended our first webinar on production management, you will remember that we talk about the key aspects in your production that you need to manage. And if you remember well, then you will easily tell us what these letters stand for. So P stands for productivity, Q, quality, C, cost, and D, deliveries. We have examined in length how these four aspects of the productions can be managed with the suitable KPIs for them. And today we will focus on S, which is stand for safety, and M, which stands for morale. Okay, what are we going to do in this webinar? We can see we will discuss in detail what is occupational health and safety, why occupational health and safety matters, and what is occupational health and safety is applied in the context of home textile sector, and what can be your action plan as an SME. Okay, we have a call from the university for the definition of occupational health and safety. Now, occupational health and safety in the field of public health that studies the trend in illnesses and injuries in the worker population, come up with strategies and regulations to prevent them and implement those strategies and regulations. Yes, clear? It can be a little bit confusing when we read through the lines here. But let's take a look. Can you see the cat in here? Now the cat is doing what we see very dangerous, very risky action. Okay. However, it it seems fine in this photo, but if the cat does this action frequently enough, it will increase the chance that the cat might have injuries from this action. So that is the main thing about occupational health and safety, which is prevention. If you repeat dangerous actions over and over, that you will increase the chance of actually getting into the accidents because of it. And in here, we have a video that you can see on your own spare time about occupational health and safety, a very detailed and very engaging video. What is occupational health and safety? What are the examples that you can have in it? Now, the occupational health and safety principles and measures are based on the Hendricks law. Out of 300 unreported occurrence, there will be 30 incidents that happen. Incidents here that can be like non-harmful bumps up during the work, and out of which one accidents will happen, which that cause so in a workplace for every accident that causes a major injury, there are 29 accidents that cause minor injuries and 300 accidents that cause no injuries. That is why we need to bear in mind the occupational health and safety measure. And why does it matter? First of all, it will reduce the risk of the accidents and injuries. Nobody wants risk. Nobody wants accidents in your workshop. It will be a lot. Like you can see, for example, fires. In many production workshops has led to a lot of deaths, and this the absolute risk that we as an SME want to avoid. It will also improve the efficiency and productivity. Now imagine that when your workshop have a lot of equipments and also machineries, if you keep the machineries in good conditions, then your productivity will be higher. And also when your when your employee works in a safe environment, they will feel much more relaxed, and then the productivity will be higher as well. The third reason is that the occupational health and safety measures will improve the employee relations and morale. Like I said before, they will feel much safer in the working conditions that you provide and work more efficiently and have a better relationship with you. And number four, it will reduce the costs associated with accidents and injuries, the healthcare and rehabilitative costs, the losses in productivity. If people have to take a leave because of the accidents, for example, you still have to pay them for the days because it is the accidents happening during their work at your work. But at the same time, you don't have any people to do the work. And then it will also have an impact on the employee's well-being. And finally, it will prevent legal and insurance costs, which again, I want to stress that is very, very important. Now, that is some of the general idea about occupational health and safeties and why it matters. Can we actually take it into your own situation of a home textile SME in Laos? Can you take a look here and see what can be a potential issues with this sewer? Yes. What you can do to improve here is that the lady, even though she has already have a chair with backrest and even she has a cushion like on her back. This is something very, very good already provided by the company. However, as you can see, she's crouching. And it's very, very common for people who do the sewing, the weaving, and even the dyeing to crouch on their chair. So as a company, you can encourage your employees or even your producer groups to have a comfortable working posture. Straight back, tell them that they need to sit on a straight back, leaning on the chair with a backrest. Their feet needs to touch the ground, and then stand up every 30 minutes. Now, it can be hard to remind people, so they can put on their phone the reminder on their phone so that it will ring every 30 minutes, and then people can stand up, do some exercises, especially with their necks and their back. And then after just like 3 or 5 minutes of relaxing the body, they can sit down and do the work again. It's very important so that so to protect the spines of the employee, but at the same time, we all know that the eyes have to be used a lot during the work of in the textile in the home textile industry. So a little bit of relax, so for not only for the spine but also for the eyes will be very good to keep the employees when they come back, they can see better and work faster as well. Now, this is another example, a very typical. I believe that you have seen it in all of the producer groups in Laos houses. And you can see here. So what actually can be improved here? Can you see the lighting? Yes. Now, for this example, what they can do, first of all, they can installing more light bulbs. And to ensure that the lighting's coming from two sides of the weavers. We can see that in the village, some of the weavers already installed the light bulbs, but right above the loom. What we recommend is that the lightings come from two sides of the weavers so that they can see better, much better. And I think, as most of you will know, the issues, the health issues relating to eye problem are very common to weavers, to our weavers, and increasing the lightings can help significantly in here, especially when our weavers are working with very intricate design weaving. And for even though for this house, for example, they have an open space for the lights to come up, it is not enough, definitely, for the weavers to work and not to hurt their eyes. This is an example here from a company. Now they have also open space on the roof where they put on polyester or plastic areas so that the lights can come through the roof. And it's very, very good. But also at the same time, they clean the open roof area regularly when they use the plastic sheet as an area for the lights to come on. So please remind, if you are not doing it at your own workshop, you can consider this option, which allows a lot of natural lighting, which helps you a lot with electricity cost. But at the same time, remember to clean the roof area very regularly. Another one example here, you can see it in almost everywhere in the village. How about protecting the products? I know that you as a company will pay a lot of money for the fabric that is being woven here. So please, you can ask, you can remind your weavers to cover the fabric on the loom when they are not weaving. Here, another example on very common place when we talk about the dyers, right? What is lacking in this photo? Think about yourself a little bit and compare it to this good example in here. Now, this lady, this employee have mask, have glove, and also in their workshop, they have good air ventilation. They have a lot of open space, and the fan is behind the dyer so that the steam blows out, not to the face of the dyers. This is often overlooked, but we have to remind our dyers that when dyeing with chemicals, there will be a lot of vapors, but also a lot of harmful chemicals that can be generated during the dyeing process, especially if the dyers do not know about the dyes, whether it is a safe dyes or not. So please remind them. And then you as a company, if you have a dye house, you need to provide protective equipment, including mask, glove, and also ensuring a good air ventilation at the dye space. Allowing a lot of open space and then for the natural wind to blow. And then if it is so hard for you, you can use fan as a forced air ventilation, but then place the fan behind the dyers so that the steam will blow away from the dyer. Now here, you can see here it is a cotton beading machine. What can you tell me about the risk here? This is actually accidents, right? You can see that the machines are very primitive, I would say, and there is no cover, and the risk of people to have accidents with these machines are quite high. Hence, you need to firstly thorough training on how to use the machine, and then use protective equipment, including hand glove, the thick one, and then masks. And also regular maintenance of the machines are needed. This applies to all the machines that you may have at your workshop. First of all, training. Secondly, like protective equipment accordingly. And then the third one is regular maintenance are always important to ensure that the machines do not cause accidents to the staff. Okay, what is the risk here? What is it? It is cotton. right? Beaten cotton already ready to be woven into yarns. And it is very common as well in the village where the traders or the producer leaders have a lot of them in place. What can be the risk? It is in-house, it is, yeah, what? A lot of people are not aware about textile dust, which can cause bicyanosis, simply word a lung disease, occupational asthma, and respiratory irritation. So the textile dust are very harmful to your lung. More or less, you as a company, you may know about this, but for what we observe from the producer leaders, a lot of people do not know about this. And this can be, this will be, not can be, but this will be very, very harmful to their lung and their health later on, asthma, respiratory irritation, and lung cancer. So, how to avoid it? Housekeeping is very important. Now, for the containers, use robust containers with a closable lid for storage. So you have to close up the cotton, put it in the containers, and then close it. And more importantly, having air ventilation. You can at your own workshop, you can have the suction fan or one fan blowing from behind, so that the cotton dust, the textile dust, do not come into the employee's nose or mouth. And also the areas where dyes are handled should be easy to clean. Rounded corners are easier to clean. This is just a recommendation. Cleaning and dealing with spillages. When there is, for example, the dye water come off the space, spill, then vacuum is recommended. If using broom, spray water before cleaning. And also always use mask and gloves when cleaning. Okay, too much theory already. When think about it a little bit, how can you do the analysis for occupational health and safety improvement at your own company or at your own producer groups houses? This is an example of mapping out your occupational health and safety issues. Okay, you can see here the upstream, which is the taking of the raw materials to you, and then to the preparation part of your production, which within your own workshop. You can talk about whether the posture of the weavers are comfortable enough. Do they have enough drinking water? Do they have safe and proper tools? Do you have a first aid kit in hands? Do you have the lighting, enough lighting and air ventilation for your employee? To the step of boiling the water and dyeing, you can think about improved cook stove to reduce the smoke during the dyeing. You have to ask the diodes to mind the evaporation, which is to not to stand so close to the dyeing pot. The temperature within the dye house, is it too hot for the employee? If yes, then you need to do something about it. Mask wearing, gloves on their hands, and fire extinguisher in the dye house is important as well. For the weaving, you can think about posture, whether your employers are having supportable chair with backrest, whether they are comfortable in the chair, whether they have enough drinking water and drink it, whether they have safe and proper tools. Do you have first aid kit here? The lighting and the air ventilation also needed in the weaving area. To the trimming and finishing part. The posture, enough drinking water, safe and proper tool, first aid kit, lighting and air ventilation. If you see here a lot of dust coming off, do you have like a suction fan in place or not? And then for other steps that you think are important and within your own workshop, you can apply the same principles here to see what can be the possible occupational health and safety issues and how are you going to improve on it. That's it for our webinar on how to improve the working conditions, not only in the workshop, but also at the producer leader, but at the producers levels, households at the village. Please spread the word. It's not only about you, your workshop, how you can improve it, but also awareness raising to the producers that are working and providing your product, their products to you. My name is Huyên, and if you have any questions or concerns or need any support, you can reach out to me via my email and WhatsApp number here. Thank you very much for listening and have a great day.